Welcome.
Sorry, we a couple
Sunday
minutes.
night, we are late. We are a little late.
Couple minutes late.
Yes, and that's because we have such a good topic.
No, it was because Denisha was slow on what she was doing.
Not today. Please, not today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome in everybody. We have tonight. Do you want to small talk before we jump right in, or we going right in?
You just relax.
Okay.
Just calm down, because you just like so jittery.
All right.
Just calm down, relax.
What would you like to
you
talk about,
You can't even say
Brian?
what you want to say, can you?
I'm gonna knock him out. What do you want to talk about?
Today is Denisha's show. She's gonna introduce everything.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go.
I'm excited and proud because I have two special guests on the show with us tonight. Two people that I love very much. And you'll get to see. So tonight we are talking about addiction. I'm going to read a couple of things. I should have my glasses on, but I don't. So I'm going to read the opening statement, and then I have two bios to read from our special guests. Okay.
You reading from a script?
He hates it.
All right. So just to let y'all know, before we jump in, this is a judgment-free zone. We don't judge nobody. Everybody has an issue. And if you don't have an issue yourself, then you absolutely know someone who is addicted to something.
That's right.
So we're all here for each other. And addiction don't have to just be in the form of drugs. It could be porn.
Yes.
It could be gambling.
Yes. It can be shopping.
Yes.
Shopping.
Of course, it could be alcohol. Mm-hmm. It could be pills.
Okay. So you had your own little script.
It could be weed dependency.
You had your script. Yes.
It could be food. Some of y'all so quick to judge, but you just eat everything that you see.
Oh, speaking of eating, we had good eating last night.
We'll talk about that later.
Yes. The food was so good, my God.
Some of y'all are addicted to toxic relationships.
Ooh. Okay.
You don't want to get out of it. Social media. Some of us are addicted to social media. Reels. Watching reels and, whatever.
We're going to have a show about that.
Some of us are workaholics. We can be addicted to our work.
That's right.
That we don't have balance in our life. So we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about all of it. Our goal tonight is healing in the mind and relationships and in the spirit. Because no matter how broken things feel, freedom is possible. And we're going to talk about it together. Okay. First, we're going to start with our first guest. This is Deborah Rico. She may look familiar because this is my sister. Yes, and I love that she is here with us tonight. Deborah brings 4 decades of lived experience with addiction and recovery and has dedicated the past 10 years to professional service in the behavioral health field. She has held roles with Consortium, Project Home, and Gaudenzia, each company supporting individuals and families affected by substance use disorders. She's committed to a holistic approach to wellness. Deborah participates in Narcotics Anonymous and church communities daily, drawing on faith and peer support to strengthen her own recovery and to inspire others who are on similar journeys.
So what you're saying is she is delivered from being addicted?
Yes,
to something?
yes, deliverance, and she is going to talk about that. Yes.
This from the real, right? We on the real.
Yes, we are
this
on the
ain't
real.
No professor from Harvard.
Oh, and we have to welcome, because we do have guests who are watching tonight. So we want to welcome you in. We want to hear your comments and your feedback, your stories. If you're wanting to share them with us, please jump in the chat and let us know that you are here. I forgot about that. Okay. So welcome everybody. Our next guest is Mr. Tyshawn Perryman. Now, Tyshawn, I'm excited because he is my cousin, and he is, I haven't seen him in a long time, but I see the work that he's doing, and I couldn't be more proud of him. He is an entrepreneur, public health consultant, and a recovery advocate. Tyshawn is a public health advocate, entrepreneur, and community engagement strategist with lived experience in substance use recovery. He's guided by the philosophy of practical humanity. He leads with empathy, compassion, and service in both his professional and community work. With nearly a decade on the front lines of recovery and support and 3 decades in direct care and outreach, Tyshawn serves as a certified addiction recovery coach and supervisor and is pursuing LADC2 licensure. His work includes peer coaching, harm reduction, program design, and public health research, including contributions to initiatives like the Chorus, study focused on improving access to treatment and prevention services. He is smart, and he holds a bachelor's in mass communications from North Carolina Central University and is the founder of Insightful Recovery Solutions LLC. Look that up, where he provides personalized recovery support for individuals, families, and professionals. His work is rooted in lived experience, and his mission is clear: helping people find sustainable pathways to healing, empowerment, and lasting recovery. Please, everybody, welcome to the show, Debbie and Tyshawn. Hello, you guys. That was a mouthful. That was a mouthful, but you guys, let me first say this. Y'all are doing the work. Y'all are doing the work. And I think that's what this whole thing is about. You know, we're not going to get stuck in where we came from. It's about moving forward, healing ourselves, and healing everybody. So, Debbie, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit before we get started.
What you want to know?
Oh my gosh.
How are you
Here we
feeling
go.
today, ma'am? How are you doing today?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I love that introduction. It was beautiful.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to answering any questions and sharing my experience, strength, and hope.
Wonderful. Tyshawn, any opening words?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm glad to be here. I want to jump into the screen and jump off the
Yes.
screen and give you all hugs.
I
and-
know. It's been so
Well,
long.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yeah, I know. We got to do it. Brian. Yes, honey.
No.
I thought you was going to tell me something. Okay, so we're going to start at the very beginning, y'all. Okay, and we're going to try and hit this in 3 segments. We want to talk about how we started in our story. We're going to talk about our lowest point, what made us change our mind, what was the turning point or situation that said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I need to do something different. And then what we're doing. I definitely want to focus on what you guys are doing today. We touched on it in the bio, but what are we doing today? Okay.
And we want to know what you were doing. We try and get all the business. We want to know what
Don't.
you was taking. We want to know where
Don't
you were when
listen
you
to
was
him.
taking it. Was you in the back of the
My
alley?
God.
We want to
Help
know
us,
everything.
Jesus. Okay, so to open up, what was happening in your life? Debbie, you want to start? What was happening in your life emotionally, spiritually at the time when all of this started? Because I think we want to say that no one wakes up and says, I want to be an addict. That's not how this works. So how did it start for you?
Okay, first off, let me say that I came from a 2-parent household. I went to Catholic school,
Yes.
and I was tired of that. So I navigated to the street.
It was boring.
It was boring. It was whack. I ain't want to be a part of it. Going to church every Sunday, sitting on the step, beating the dark home, following a schedule. I was, wearing a uniform. My mom didn't know, but after school, because she worked, but I would change of clothes and go over to my girlfriend's house and change out of my uniform before I got home, so wouldn't nobody know I went to Catholic school. And I just hit the street and started living life, having fun, drinking
Fun.
and smoking
Fun.
and just
What you
having
thought was
fun,
fun at the time.
having a ball.
Yeah.
No restrictions, doing what I wanted to do. Just ain't have to worry about nothing. Just doing whatever I wanted to do, and it was fun. It was fun till it wasn't.
Right. Let's stop right there. Tyshawn, same thing to you. What was going on in your life? How did it all begin for you? What was that like?
In the beginning, right?
Yes, in the beginning.
I was born.
Yes, yes.
What
That's all.
state were
I
you in?
understand that.
What city and state were
You
you
don't
in?
you don't hear that? You don't hear that,
Boston,
Boston?
Massachusetts.
Yes.
Okay,
Boston,
Boston.
Massachusetts. See the sun track, right?
Yes.
But in the beginning, I was just born into an addictive environment.
Yes.
You nothing more, nothing less. Where my family members were addicted to substances. I grew up in the lifestyle of substance use. Drugs and the entire lifestyle. So for me, it wasn't just about being the first time I was introduced to a substance to become addicted to. It was just like because I saw and experienced addiction and didn't know what it was called, I naturally just knew about it and lived it out.
So we're talking about in that case generational curses, right? So
Yep, yep. Generation, grandma, grandpops,
yes.
aunties, uncles, just down the line, where I wouldn't say that they just didn't know any better neither. They
Right.
was part
Right.
of their environment, and then I was born.
Right. And see, I think that's the because how this whole thing started, Brian and I was having a conversation about how it really does affect everybody. Everybody's trying to cope. Life is lifing, right? And so you're
Right.
trying to cope and it's the little things and you're like, "Oh, let me drink this just to take the edge off." And then it becomes, well, let me drink this and every day now, because every day I got to take the edge off. Every day somebody's stressing me out. And so it's gradual, right? So tell me, Debbie, I'm gonna go back to you. That gradual, how did it, because you were having fun. You was living your best life. How did it go from that to,
She didn't
now,
tell us what she was doing though.
Brian?
Quite honestly, I'm getting ready to get there, Brian. Quite honestly, it remained fun for a lot of years.
Yes.
I think that's how the progression became because I drank and smoked weed
Yes.
and drank syrup for years with no consequences. So to say, no consequences that bothered me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And as years went on, drugs began to change
Yes. Tell me
because
about that.
I believe that what was appropriate or what was good for one phase of my life wasn't working no more. So I began to escalate and do other things.
Right.
And because I was already open to getting high, it wasn't hard to throw something new into the mix. Does that make sense?
It does. It absolutely does.
Yes.
Tyshawn,
So
what
my
you?
drug
Oh,
changed. I'm sorry, it changed as you know what I mean, as I progressed. And as the drug progressed and changed, then that's when it got worse.
right. Right. So again, it's a gradual thing over time. You don't wake up and now you're
Right.
steeped in this whole situation. Tyshawn, what does that look like for you? Or like you said, it was just from the whole time, so you didn't even.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, like the way I grew up, the people that I was around, um, they drunk and they fell out and peed on the ground and comatose and all this other stuff,
Wow.
and so that's what I knew drinking was, right? And I never judged them. I never looked at them. I just was like, okay, well, that's what drinking is, and for me, so it was never like a real. There was a gradual process. Like when I started really kind of escalating my drink when I was in college. Most kids would smoke weed and everything like that. I was, I was drinking, and it kind of grew. But I never really drunk to gradually drink. I always drunk to be to oblivion. Right? I
Wow.
always went to the extreme. Never drunk to be a happy drunk or go to the club and have a couple casual drinks. Every time I drunk was to go to Pluto, Mars, and beyond.
Wow. So were you running from something you feel like, or was that fun to you?
Well, it that's funny that the way you put it that way, and the general kind of like perspective is that when you're drinking, you're working to run from something,
Yeah.
right? But it's really that you're. For me, it was a lot of times I had an identity crisis growing up as a child, and it wasn't that I was running from
Coping.
something. I was not even coping. I was working to find myself, and I had an extreme thinking, because see, addiction is, especially substance addiction, most addictions is the disconnect from self. And as a child, I had gone through so much. I used to run away from home. Never really, I used to run away from home all the time. I had a lot of like traumatic experience and everything like that. And I just didn't know my real identity. So I was disconnected from myself, and the substance just heightened that.
That's huge. That identity piece, because that plays a big role. You don't even know who you are, and trying to figure that out and being lost. You got any questions?
No, I'm just
Father?
listening
Okay.
because
The stories are powerful, and I knew it would be. So I appreciate you guys being so open and candid. All right, so we're gonna move into when did you hit that point that you said, "Oh my God, I gotta do something. This is not where I want to be. This is not where I want to stay." Because mind you, so many people in your place, and I know you can speak to this. I'll let you speak to this. That is sitting right next to you doing the same thing, dead, gone, OD. And Debbie, I know some of the stories that a girl died, on the couch right next to you. And even at that point, I know that wasn't the end for you. But what was it that said? Because you're living on borrowed time. So what makes you think, what was that thing, Debbie? Well, Tyshawn, this time I'm gonna start with you, and then we'll go to Debbie.
I tried many different ways. I went through hundreds of programs from Boston all the way down to North Carolina. Uh, Spiritual way, fasting 6 or 7 days with just water. And what really that defining moment came for me is when I just stopped and decided to strategically put myself in a position where I could win. And I decided to be productive and produce well. And since we're talking about along spiritual lines, what happened was what really was the internal guide for me, I would say, the light, something that really clicked inside of me was I forgot where I heard it at. It was Dr. Miles Monroe preaching, and he was talking about the nation of Israel, and they were in captivity, not in Egypt. They were like, this is like further on in Nehemiah, Jeremiah. There's captivity again, and he said God told them to produce where they're at, produce where you're at, do the work where you're at, and I'll work it the rest out. And so when I say, you know what, I'm not going to align my recovery process to feelings and emotions, highs and lows, ups and downs, goods and bad. I'm just going to be productive. Get a script, stick to it, produce. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Just make it happen. And that's what I did.
How many times did it take you to finally get it right? Was that the first time that you said, I'm going to do something different, and you did it and that was it? Or had you attempted multiple times before?
Well, here's the thing. I never thought of myself as wrong.
But okay. All right.
I,
Right.
I, I,
right.
I never thought of myself as wrong. Like I said, I always knew that I always used it as a weapon or a tool or not the right words is not kicking in right now.
It's an
But I
escape.
just
When you're
knew.
addicted to something, it's an escape.
Yeah, I always knew. Well, I always knew that it was something like an escape, right? I never utilized substances to. I always knew it was wrong. I always knew that I was gonna go back crazy on it, right? And so, um, yeah, that's the answer to your question. I want to make sure I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to go
yeah.
on a tangent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. Debbie, I'm gonna give you that same question. When was your defining moment, or what was it, if it was one defining thing that made you say, I'm done. I'm done.
So I had a couple defining moments. You being my sister would know that.
That's it.
You know, a couple times picked me up off the street corners, fell out, yelled out for help. But I really didn't want no help. I think I was just tired at the time because each time I went back to doing what I was doing. So I had several of those experiences. But over the years,
Right.
I'd have bouts of dry times, but I'd always go back to using. Um, the last time,
Yes.
because like you said, I had people die around me, and I just got up and talked, hollered and screamed, she dead, and life going on. I still got high. It didn't, that had nothing to do with me. It wasn't me.
Right.
But this last time,
Yes, God.
I've never experienced what I experienced this last time. First of all, and I want to throw a little bit, my drug addiction had progressed, and I had tried heroin for the first time,
My God.
this last time.
My God.
And when I woke up after one try, when I woke up, I was in the emergency room shackled to the bed,
My God.
and my entire family was around me. My mother was in the corner screaming. Why couldn't she be in jail? Lord, don't take her. My sisters and their husbands, my children, the doctor and nurses, and they're telling them, we don't know whether she gonna see tomorrow, so y'all better get it together right now. Somewhere, somehow,
Yes.
just a moment of clarity, and I swear I'm not making this up. This happened. I woke up and looked around the room, and I said to myself, not nobody else, God, if you allow me to live through this, you ain't got to ever worry about me.
Yes.
You ain't got to ever worry about me. I had a husband died from drug addiction after that. I haven't looked back. I'm not going to look back. I'm
That's
done.
right. That's right.
But that was the turning point. That near-death experience, seeing my family looking over down on me, and knowing that God gave me another chance to look, I'm not ready for you to go yet. I believe that with all my heart. So I would not disrespect God, and this is the way I feel, by getting high again and taking that moment for granted. I'll never forget that day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was my turning point. I'll
I
never forget.
think I will speak from the
You probably could put me in a room full of crack, heroin, and liquor, and I'm good.
right.
I'm going to walk out the room and be like, y'all got it. When there was a time you put me in a room with all that stuff and I ain't leaving.
Right.
And you better watch your pocketbook.
Right.
No more.
I will speak from the experience of the family being with you going through that there's a difference in you on the last time. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like all the times that you tried before, and you were successful, like you said, for periods, but there was still that uncertainty, I feel like. And I know that people always say, or it's cliche, is that you decide to stop when you want to. Nobody can want it for you. You have to want it for yourself, and you have to decide. And I think in this last situation, it was scary for the whole family. And then it's a thing of, it's not just you going through it alone. We're all going through it. We're all suffering with you. But that, like you said, your husband at the time was addicted. He even offered you drugs to go back to him And when I heard that story and I knew that you stood fast and was like, no, I'm not doing it, I said, oh, this might be it. This
I
might be
moved
it.
into a shelter
Yeah. Tell it.
after the rehab. I moved into a shelter because I wasn't looking back. And I'd rather live in a shelter
Right.
than to stay with my husband who was getting high every day.
Yeah.
Successfully. He was working and everything. So it was easy to go back, but I was done. I was done. And I didn't look back.
Yeah.
And he's not with us today. I had to bury
Right.
him
Right.
as a direct result of using. So I believe that if I would have went back, there would have been a double funeral.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. And so that's why I will take this moment to tell you, and I know I've told you before how both of you, I'm talking to both of you, how absolutely proud I am of you, the work that you're doing, because this definitely could have gone another way for both we and we have family in Boston, one of our little cousins up there that passed away. So that could have been either one of you, and I just am grateful to God that that is not the end of your story, and that you were both anointed and appointed, because now, and this is now we're going to shift the conversation to what we're doing today, because y'all are helping people. Tyshawn, I see you on the socials every day doing your thing, talking. Yes.
Just give me 1 second.
Yes.
We got you. Every day on social media, shifting the conversation. Give me 30 seconds on it. But I thought, one of the hardest piece for me was actually when we talk about with the identity crisis, is that it was actually devaluation, right? Low self worth, not feeling like I was actually damned, right? And the addiction to substance kind of just heightened that. So I was in a position where, I wasn't gonna kill myself, right? But any opportunity that, using the substance, that I can have this freedom of self-expression, regardless of whether it was wrong or right. It was just me being me. That's what I used the substance for.
Wow. Wow. That's powerful. And that's deep. And again, it's we take it for granted because you see people coming out, but it's got to be, I want y'all to talk about this a little bit too, how difficult it is. Cause it's not easy when you're dependent on this substance. When your every day is just living to find out how you're going to get to this substance for the next day. How difficult is that? And because somebody is going through it right now, and they can't see their way out of it. They can't see a tomorrow without their substance. So how did y'all get out of that, Tyshawn?
Let's deal with that person. The person who is stuck 2 a.m. in the morning. They don't know
Yes.
what to do. They're feeling hopeless, right? Depressed, down, and you know, the very next move for them is to use the substance. What I think that we're getting into an area where, for me, is you have to have foundational principles and teaching and understanding before you get there, right? Because telling somebody who's in a vulnerable state, who's in a high vulnerable state in a crisis situation, to make a decision to change, is very hard.
Right.
But if
Right.
you tell them that if by the grace of God, they're able to get through that moment, and you say, okay, well, let's strengthen you. Let's give you some resolve. Let's give you some foundational principles, right? So that if you ever get to that moment, now you're prepared to overcome that moment. A lot of time, people are so vulnerable, they're so
Yeah.
broken, that in the moment, no information or advice helps. So you have to support them before they get there.
Yeah, because my answer to that question was going to be, I'm gonna go cop. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get high. I like getting high. It's my area. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get it, with money, without money. I'm gonna
Right.
rob, beg, steal, and borrow. I had my kids was my banks going, begging everybody, anybody that'll listen to get some money. Only until I became tired.
Right. Right.
did I stop? Because let me tell you something. If that thing didn't happen at the hospital, I still be getting high.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that part. I would still be getting high because I was all right, even though I went from from a 3 bedroom house to a room. I went from car note to driving something that barely got to the corner. Just not even living, surviving. But I would have. That's what I would have want to do, and I was comfortable with that. And you know the other thing, you surround yourself around people that's like that,
Right.
so you're in your element. Because y'all, you know, Nisha, I ain't mess with y'all. Y'all made me come to family dinners and stuff. I ain't want to be there and didn't
Right.
stay no.
Right.
Soon as I
Right.
got drunk, I was out.
Well, the good thing is both of y'all, you've been down, and you know what it is. We really can't relate, so we had to
Right.
have guests that could be relatable. So the good thing is you
Absolutely.
guys are in a position where you could help somebody else, whereas somebody like myself or Denisha really can't, because how you gonna help somebody and you ain't been there?
If you
So
never
you
had the
guys are
experience.
really like in a powerful position.
So tell us just a little bit as we end out what you guys are doing today. Debbie, you go first. What's some of the work you're doing? You want to share with everyone?
Well,
So if somebody's watching
some
that
of the
needs
work
help,
I'm going, you know, I just recently got married.
yes,
Yeah, I got a
okay,
husband.
yes,
Uh, that's work. That's work.
yes,
I'm a productive member of my church.
yes,
I
Okay,
teach Sunday school.
nice.
I have a home group that I
yes,
attend twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm consistent. I'm
yes.
reliable. I have a son who's doing 20 years in jail, and I talk to him every day.
Mm,
When I was getting high, he didn't know where I was at.
That's
mm.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? I show up for family now.
Yes,
So I have so many wonderful things that I'm doing. I just got terminated from my job because I had something on my criminal record that they didn't catch in the beginning. I'm working for that job for 9 months and they fired me, right?
Mm.
I'm looking for another job with unemployment, and I've gotten so many other jobs that I could find, but I'm so content. My car note get paid every month. Consistency.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, my bill, I tithe, I do big girl stuff. I'm going
yes,
on my birthday next month. I'm going to see New Edition. This is
yes.
the girl who used to be on the corner drinking the
That's
211.
right. That's right.
Feel
That's
me?
right.
I'm a
Yes,
productive
God
member of
is gonna do
society.
it.
I, I'm okay. I'm
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Now, Debbie, let
I
everybody know
yo
where you're
listen.
from. Where you living at now?
I live in Upper Darby. I was born in Boston,
Up in
but I live in Upper
Darby.
Darby,
So you right next to Philly,
Delaware
or
County.
Philly, right?
Yeah, I'm in Philly. Yes,
Gotcha.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm in Delaware County,
So we
and
got Boston and we got Philly.
Yes. Uh-huh.
that's what.
In the house.
And I didn't need to say I was born in Boston. I'm mad the Patriots lost the Super Bowl. Said it, said it,
Yes.
said it,
She was rooting until the last until
said it.
the
Well,
I'm so
last
mad.
kick, the last
y'all
I'm
pass.
so
wasn't rooting
mad.
down there?
I
I
we can't
wasn't, because
speak
I
for
have
yeah,
discernment.
we
I
can't
knew
speak for
another bird
him.
was going to win.
Yeah, he was waiting for the birds.
You've been
Yeah.
saying
Oh,
that forever.
I already
You
knew.
just another bird.
But
You just stick it
she
to the
never
bird.
listens to
He don't
me.
care. He
She got
doesn't
to
care.
find out the hard way. She don't
Whatever.
listen.
I'm from Boston, so I'm a ride all day with Boston when the
Listen,
Eagles are
That's
not
right.
playing. Yes.
Nisha,
That's right.
I want to
Yes.
Don't
say
talk
one
no
more
more.
thing, and the only thing I want to end with saying is that
Yes.
I'm thankful to God that I'm able to show up at for life. I'm not just
Yes.
surviving now. I'm actually living.
Oh, God bless. What a wonderful, wonderful. Thank
Thank you
you.
guys.
Well, no, we got to get Tyshawn real quick. Tyshawn, tell
I'll
us
be right
about the
back.
work
Why
you're
you?
doing. Tyshawn.
I, yeah, the work I'm doing some great stuff. Before I go into it, I just want to say that addiction is psychosomatic, and that
Yes.
many people become addicted for various different reasons. Some become addicted physically, biological. They like doing it. Some people become addicted because they're wanting to escape and wanting to cope, and then other people just they become addicted because for some spiritual, malady that they might have. And a lot of people don't talk about spiritual maladies as much as they talk about the physical and the mental component of addiction. My work, what I'm doing now is what ain't I doing? I've been doing recovery coaching for a very long time. I'm working as a public health consultant, community engagement strategist, which is part of my public health consultancy work. Kind of lead guidance, supporting not just individuals, but also community-based organizations, helping them to kind of scale their substance addiction programming up and get grant funding, coming up to helping them to kind of get connected
It's
into
amazing. Yes.
the government and get funding, grant funding and assistance. So I'm connect people. I work as a connector, connect people to networks and resources across the state. Uh, there's insightful recovery solutions, trying to, I'm not trying, but creating my own lane. Uh, you know, the system compensates you one way, doing the private work, helping
Yes.
individuals compensates you another way. And I've been doing this work for so long that, I want to be able to live independently.
Wonderful.
Nice.
I want to shout out for you guys. You guys have some people in the chat that's supporting here, that is here supporting you. Shalane is here. Debbie, family is everything. She commented a couple times. And Tyshawn, Sean M. Lee is
What's up,
here.
Sean?
Yep. So we want to thank you guys again for coming.
But hold on before you dismiss them, because
Yes.
guys, I'm gonna be transparent.
Uh-oh.
I have an addiction, and I might need some advice from y'all.
Here you go.
You
Here
going
you
to
go.
share?
Okay, you be quiet.
I'm not going to say nothing.
So my
I
addiction
don't even-
is, and I had it. It's these darn lacy
Where did you
cookies
go
from
up there? And
Trader
where did you get
Joe's. Oh my gosh, they're so delicious.
that? Oh my
Go
God.
with the
I
Trader
cannot.
Joe's.
And it's
He's
an
doing a
addiction.
commercial. Are they paying you for this commercial?
No, but it's addictive.
When did you
Stop
get
going to
those?
Trader Joe's.
I told a lady at church, I said, because she said she lives near Trader Joe's. We don't really live near one. I told her, I sent her a screenshot. I said, if you go back in there, just pick up these. I'll cash app you, whatever.
My
She
God.
brought them to church this morning. I was like, oh my God, how much do I owe you? She was like, nothing. Nothing.
And
It
you
was
didn't-
only $5.
And you didn't even tell me. So you was going to try and have that whole box to yourself.
I said it's an addiction.
Sam.
See, when you're addicted, you'd be trying to sneak and do stuff, right?
Ah, boy. All right, our scripture, y'all, before we go. If anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone and the new is here. So we just want to praise God for you guys. We want to praise God for where you have come from, the story that you have. And we just want to encourage you to keep. Wait. I got to give this last shout out because I would be bad sister if I didn't. Mr. Rico is here. And he is saying I was rooting for y'all too. So he was rooting for you, Debbie.
Elliot?
That is Elliot. Debbie's husband is in the
What's
chat
up,
with us
Elliot?
tonight. Welcome to the show. All right, but again, you guys be encouraged. You guys are doing amazing work. You are amazing people. God has anointed and appointed you. Many have fallen by the wayside, and y'all are still here. Be proud of that. Continue to just do the work and get that cookie out of here. We will see you. Tyshawn, we coming to Boston to come see you because it's ridiculous how long
on,
it's
let's
been.
go.
Yes.
Come on.
All right, until the next time we are out. Peace to everyone. Have a great night.
Peace
All
out.
right, y'all, Sean.